Oh God, this week, fada. Today we are doing my absolute favorite Mexican dish, mole. I have never made this before. It may turn out amazing. It may turn out so horrible. Aloha, my kako. Buen dia, servus, salud, salamu alaikum, namaste, and how ya day, ya nasties. Hoy es la novela del mole. Una novela espectacular. Tenemos sabor. La mejor novela. Tenemos trama. ¿Qué hay en la comida? Dinos, por favor. La novela más loca. Queremos saber. Hoy vamos a aprender lo que hay en la comida. La novela más falsa. Mientras. Mi mole. ¿Quieres matarme? ¿Cómo hacemos mole? ¿Qué es mole? Calm down, boy. I don't speak your damn language. This boy just open his mouth in all of the language, just fall out there. Just fall out so. Don't bring me the bacchanal. What is mole? Hijo de ¿Qué es eso? Word mole comes from the word moli, the Nahuatl word moli, which basically means mix. Now there is a ton of different stories based off of my research on how this stuff came to be. Now there's one story that says a nun basically created a whole bunch of crap for some people and brought it, and they're like, well, what is this? And she's like, this is mole. Basically saying this is just a whole bunch of crap that I threw into a bowl and I'm bringing it to you, so eat it or shut up. God, if we can only say that sometimes. For this recipe though, you are going to need to put in some PTO time. I mean that this is going to be a very intense recipe. There are a ton of ingredients. Because there are so many ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and respect your time and just write them and put them down below. Oh God, the thing does have more ingredients than curry powder. So to begin with, we're going to bring a cast iron skillet to a screeching hot heat. We're gonna burn up some things, boy! I've taken all the dried chiles. Calling all white people! Calling all white people! Please gather around so I can give you a quick lesson. This is not a guajillo pepper. This is a guajillo. This is not a pasilla. This is a pasilla. You're trying to teach them how to read while you're reading them? Rude ass. I've taken all the dried chiles, the ancho, the árbol, the guajillo, and the pasillas, and I have torn them up. I'm going to kind of throw them in here just to give them a nice little roast. Ya want me bumpsy ho fall out from all this heat, boy. Now while these chilies are roasting, we're going to go ahead and add the peppercorns as well as the cloves. And then we're going to dump in our coriander seeds and give it a good stir. We're going to add in our pumpkin seeds. And remember, it's important to keep stirring so we don't burn anything. Fire go burn! Now we're going to add in our pine nuts, as well as our reserved pepper seeds and our sesame seeds. Now once we add this, we have to mix fast and be sure to keep an eye on everything, as the pine nuts and the sesame seeds are higher in fat, so they will burn quicker. Now once you start hearing the pop, you want to pull it off of the flame. Everything's nice and toasted. We want to pour this into a bowl. Today I just want to make mole. All of the yard people here, they come from me yard. To this mixture, we're going to go ahead and add in the ground cumin. I'm going to put 2 cups of chicken stock into here. Going to add in our figs. And that 2 cups. Now we're going to take and let this mixture sit for about 10 minutes. Now that we have let this mixture sit, we're going to take and put it in the blender and we're going to blend the heck out of it. Once that is blended down, add add our 2 tortillas that we have kind of toasted just to get a little crunchy or stale. I'm also going to add in my salt as well as my garlic. And we're gonna blend it down. Once that is blended down, we're going to put it in a large saucepan and we're just going to let it cook. Now for the last 2.5, 3 hours, we've been coming over here and stirring this occasionally. Now it's right at about the 3.5 hour mark. I wanna go ahead and add in my chocolate and my sugar. And you're gonna wanna continually stir this until the chocolate is well melted. Next we want to take and we want to add whatever we are cooking in this. Today we are going to be using chicken. Now I have already taken some leg quarters and I've cut them down and seasoned them with salt, pepper, a little bit of sugar, cayenne, and oregano, and I baked them in the oven and then I have cooled them. Just going to set them in. And then I'm going to scrape all the contents from the pan into here as well. We're gonna cover it again and let it cook down. You basically want to ensure that all of those flavors have melted down in with each other and that the chicken is going to be nicely cooked through and all of that flavor will permeate it. I'm gonna serve that with some saffron and pazote rice. I was trying to remember the first time that I actually had mole. I don't know. I don't know why I like all these crazy dishes that have all these, I know why, because they all have all this spice. You does like the flavor, boy. As answering fans, oh ho. Se acabó. Se acabó. But I got my shirt all wet up now, shit. You eating moles?